Me and my family, we ran or flee Iran because of the political issues that my mom's family had. My aunt and my uncle were killed under Ayatollah regime. My mom and dad went to protest, and that's when we had to leave Iran and come to Turkey as a refugees. It's hard when you leave your country, leave your family, leave your loved ones because you have to. We had a difficult life where my parents couldn't work, and they had to work illegally. I remember as a child, I would cry. I would go, I had like a small, we had a small, closet, and I would go there and just cry and just don't know what to do and looking for God. During that time, one of the refugees, he came and he was like, "There's this church in the capital city that they can help you guys as a help." So you guys can go there and they will help you clothes or like food or something. And we were like, yes, we need that. And as I entered the church, I I felt the peace in my heart, and I felt that God was there and he was talking to me and he was telling me that he's here. And that's where I decided I want to give my heart and life to Jesus, and I want to give my heart and life to that God. And so that's when me and my mom gave our life to Christ that day. Then we didn't know anybody that were Christian there, but God brought someone from different city, and he was looking for some Christians. So we started having a Bible study from three people, me, my mom, and him. And my brothers and my dad came Christian. And then from three people, we came 30 people. And we started having a house church, like the old house church in the Bible. That was us. That like every day, every time, there was different miracles happening in our house church. And people would call us for prayer, and they were like, "Can you pray for us? We are sick." And we would just like, during our service, we would stop and pray for them, and they would call us with like, "We are healed. Thank you." It's just like God's doing miracles, and our faith was growing and knowing God more and more each day and trusting him and giving him everything. And during our hard situation, even though we didn't know what's gonna happen tomorrow to us, where we gonna go, where they gonna send us, and what we gonna eat, and when we didn't have anything sometimes to eat, when we didn't have money, but God would provide for us. During that time, my brother gets sick, and suddenly from nowhere. I have a twin brother, and one of them, he gets sick, and we go to the doctor, and they tell us that he has a brain tumor. It was really hard for us to accept that, but we still trust in God even through that time. Just knowing that He's in His hand, and we are in His hand. That so he got sick, and we went to doctor, and they told us that he's gonna live for 6 months. He lived for 9 months, but during that 9 months, God did amazing things, and He was with us each step through our life, difficult time, and He used my brother. he was a miracle. He said when he was sick and when we brought him home, he's like, I want to go back to the hospital because God was using me in the hospital, because he would pray for people in the hospital. He passed away and he was 15 years old. It was hard for us, but God was with us through this hard time, and he was not letting us go. When my brother was sick, we didn't know what to do, and we were thinking of going back to Iran, even though it was like we knew that something bad's gonna happen. But my brother was sick and there was no one, like we needed family. And that's when something happens in Iran. The police comes to my aunt's house and they knew everything. They checked, we didn't know, but they checked our phones, everything, conversation when we shared the gospel with my family back in Iran. And we told them about God. They knew that we were Christians. They knew everything. So we knew that now we really can't go back to Iran. So that was that. So I separated my case and I got accepted, which was really awesome. I was happy and I was sad because I had to leave my parents. And so I had to come by myself here. And that's what I did. After 11 years, I finally come by myself here. And that was the big miracle. It was the time that God said, okay, now you can go. Your job done here as a refugee in Turkey is done. Now you have a new job in America, sharing my gospel, sharing what I have done in your life to other people, so they can see me and know what I can do. So I come to America after 11 years, and my brother had to separate his case as well, same as me, had to separate his case so he would have a chance too. So he get accepted and he comes a year and a half after me to America. So I get united with my brother here. But for my parents, their case was closed, and we didn't know what's going to happen to them. And I was just praying, and I was just being sad being away from my parents because we were just together always. And so just praying, and God did a miracle, and they called and they said, oh, our case is open miraculously, and we now gonna have an interview, and after interview they get accepted and they come here. And it took them time, but they came here and we got united, and that was a big miracle again. And just God showing that he's working, and he never leaves us, and he's hearing us, even though it takes time. I think that Turkey, it's like a bridge, bridge of, just growing in faith in God, and having that time as a refugee, just growing in God and growing in faith. I know a lot of people that in Iran, they're in prisons because of their faith to Christ. Just please pray for them. Please pray for the government and the people that they're control, that God would touch their hearts and life, and open their eyes and see what they're doing to these people. And pray also for their families, that their mother and their children, that they don't know what's going to happen to their husband or their wife, or in prison, and when they're going to let them go, what they're going to happen to them. And for refugees, that they don't know what's going to happen, as I was, they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow to them. And just pray for them. and have a heart for them, and just keep praying, because I know that God hears it.